It's 2023, Jake. How important is content in growing an advisor's business?
It should be the main focus. Like, I know a lot of people want results super fast, but the problem is if you don't have patience to build a brand, it's only going to grow so big. The world's going to get noisier and noisier, and things are getting more and more automated. And like, you're becoming a commodity in a lot of different ways in your business. And the one way you'll stand out is your brand. People will love to work with you, but if not very many people know about you because you don't have any brand, you're only going to go so far. Content creation today and the skill of getting some sort of content out is something that people should focus on and stop trying to look for that easy solution and paying for it, because you're not going to be able to build that brand as strong as you would if you got into it and really, learned what you needed to build it yourself. So I think that's the part that I struggle with, is seeing people trying to shortcut it. And it's like, no, run the race with us. Like, jump in here. We know you're going to suck in the beginning, but that's okay. We all do. And you're only going to get better every single time you make that next post, the next video, that next piece of content. And what I have noticed too is people love stories. They love documentaries right now. I mean, there's some great stuff coming out on all the different streaming platforms, and they're documentary. They're real videos of people doing their thing because we're interested in the story behind how they got to where they are. And if you don't believe someone cares about what you're doing right now, change that mindset, because someone will be so excited to look back and see your path and learn from that. And if you're not documenting any of it, no one will ever know.
That's a great way. Documenting, the word documenting is huge. You got to document what you're doing instead of, trying to
advertising. No one wants an advertisement.
Instead of advertising, just document what you're doing, and I think that's another area where you and I have created a pretty tight bond. Is I think you also realize from a marketing and content perspective, everything that works, I know I found outside the insurance industry. I did not learn how to do this. I went to the other markets, the other industries, people like Gary Vaynerchuk, to learn what does it mean to actually create a marketing strategy that works. I laugh because I still hear a lot of agencies in the insurance side, Jake, when I use the word marketing, go, oh, we have a marketing department. And what they're referencing is the person in charge of the renewal quotes. It's like, guys, that's quoting. That's not marketing.
Yeah.
So cool. Content's important. Why does video content take the cake? Why does it stand on top of the mountain when it comes to the different types of content you can create?
It hits more senses. It hits more people harder with what you're trying to do. So it's fun to look at pictures and people love that. But think about any event in your life. It's you. And if you look back at your phone and go through your phone, like, you can see some cool pictures, but what really caused you to stop and like really feel those emotions again of that experience is the videos. And so in your business, like, we don't really think that is necessary, but it is. People make decisions based on emotions. If you can't get their emotions there because you're not telling them a story or showing them something, it's very hard to do that just with, a flyer or a brochure or some kind of RFP answer. Like, it's just not gonna do the same thing. And I think we get stuck with trying to look like each other. Like you said, I've looked at outside the industry. I've been fascinated by the online learning industry and how incredible it's been since COVID happened, and helping people learn new skills. And for some reason in insurance and in financial advising, like, we just kind of try to look like each other, and we don't dare step out of the box because we think, well, what others say or do, like, this isn't normal. Well, that's fine. There isn't a normal. Just be you. You're selling content every single day. You're just doing it one by one. So whether it's a PowerPoint that you're providing to a group or committee or group of decision makers, like, that's content. And you're good at it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in this job. You wouldn't be in this role. The only difference we're saying that you should do is to take that and to put it into a format that more than one person at a time can see it, and actually make it scalable so that you could be on a vacation or watching TV at home and someone can learn some value, get some value from you that you're not even in the room with, right? And so getting over that fear is just something you have to tell yourself it's time. And I know a lot of people, I don't have to convince them of that. They just, for whatever reason, just can't get over that hurdle. And once you get over it and you see that it's not a big deal, it builds quick. and you really start to have some more fun with it.
Video actually gets you in the room with the prospect. And I think that's a concept people overlook with content these days. You know, since the pandemic, it's harder to get in front of people than it's ever been, right? It's hard to build a relationship. But if you use video content, what you're doing is actually putting yourself in the room with the prospect, because that video is getting in front of them without you actually having to be in the room in front of them. And when people get stuck as to what they should say, I love this. The answer I give people is, well, what should I talk about? I kind of chuckle because I say, if I put you in a conference room tomorrow across the table from one of your prospects, would you struggle as to what to say? No. This is all you're
Right.
doing. You're saying the same thing. Just hit record.
Yep.
And so I would love your perspective too on this, because I think you have a very simplistic approach to this, which I love, because the other place people get stuck with starting video, what equipment do I need? Because I get that question all the time. Andy, what camera do you use? What kind of microphone? They get so caught up in the logistics of recording a video, but you have a very simple approach to this now, especially with the tools we have at our disposal. If somebody says, Jake, what equipment do I need? What's your advice?
You don't need anything. You have it in your pocket. Like I went through the whole process of the last couple of years of buying all the equipment, buying the big fancy cameras, the lights, the microphones, I mean, all that stuff. And I realized I was able to get good quality content, communicate stories to people just using my phone. So I sold everything off for the last month. I literally just use my phone at this point, and I have 2 iPhones. So one that I work with all the time in my pocket, one that I take to really shoot even with my clients. And you'd be amazed. Like, people want that authentic view, and you don't have to spend any extra money to buy equipment. Because let me tell you, it's trying to learn a new camera and all the different functionality that comes with it is going to just derail you from the real important thing you should be focused on. And that's bringing value to the people that are looking for it. And if you're too busy trying to figure out, apertures and f-stops and ISO and all that stuff, like, you're not focused on the right thing. So just don't even worry about it. Use your phone. It doesn't matter what it is. Most likely it's got just a great enough camera and microphone that get outside, get it in front of your face, and just start talking. And if you can't do that, this is my favorite hack of all time. Just put it up next to your computer on your next Zoom call with your client and record yourself talking to them, and then learn how to edit those pieces out with their names and stuff. If you want it just to be some actual authentic teaching moment where you taught them something. I mean, that you're already doing it all day long. Just record it, like you said, and your phone can do that.